Alright, so you're moving to Atlanta and you're doing research to figure out if Atlanta is a fit for you, fit for your vibe. What's the pros and the cons? Well, you're at the right place because that's what I'm going to be describing today. I'm also adding in some fun facts about Atlanta that you might not know, but this is coming from a perspective of someone who's been in Atlanta for 3 years going on in August. So yeah, it's coming from that perspective. I wasn't born and raised here. I matriculated and migrated to Atlanta. So it's coming from that perspective. And before we get started, I do want to give a shout out to today's sponsor, Osea. Osea is a skincare product line that I've been using. I don't know if y'all see how clear my skin is. Don't mind my beard. I need to get that taped up, need to get a haircut. But Osea is a product line that I've been using to make sure my skin is on point. And I love Osea because their products are vegan, gluten-free. All of their products are seaweed based, so it's a feeling of cleanliness and fresh smell that I love. On their website, they have a quiz that you can take, and then based on what you say, they will recommend products for you from that. So that's pretty cool. If you use coupon code CoreyJones, you'll get $10 off if you spend $90 or more. Check them out. Let me know if you like them. So living in ATL is awesome for the most part. You know, there's pros and cons, but before I go into that, I do want to educate y'all on a few things that you might not know about ATL. So Atlanta is actually a big city in the South, but to be a big city, the city is covered by a lot of trees, and a lot of people really don't notice it. But if you go to cities like Houston, New York, even Charlotte, even like the bigger cities, you don't see many trees. But in Atlanta, there's a lot of trees. There's over 100,000 trees in Atlanta. And when I say Atlanta, I mean inside the perimeter, not outside the perimeter. So the city of Atlanta. So 47.9% of the city is covered in trees. That means you are getting more oxygen when you come to Atlanta. You will not be gasping for air if you come to Atlanta. And one of the slogans for Atlanta is rise above. So a lot of people might see this, the Falcons use it, a lot of people use Atlanta can rise above. The reason why they say Atlanta can rise above anything, or the slogan is rise above, is because back in the day, Atlanta was actually destroyed by a war. So the buildings were burned down, the city was destroyed, and only 400 buildings sustained through that war. And now look at Atlanta. Atlanta is a premier city of the South. You wouldn't think that the city went through this massive war. You wouldn't think that the city was burned down at one point. So Atlanta can rise above through anything. You know what I'm saying? Who's destroying Atlanta? You know what I'm saying? Atlanta's like a cockroach. You try to kill it and it's gonna come right back. You try to extinguish it and it's gonna fly. You know, like the cockroaches do, they fly. Whenever you hit it, it fly. Yeah, so that's Atlanta for you, for real. Rise above anything. A lot of people start with the pros, but I'm gonna start with the cons. I'm gonna start with the cons and say the pros to last. So the first con that I would say, and this is in no order, but the traffic in Atlanta is horrible. I'm just say that. The traffic in Atlanta is horrible. It's 5 o'clock traffic, midday traffic, it is horrible. Especially on 85, it is horrible. You know what I'm saying? Like, bumper to bumper, it moves. It's not like a LA traffic. It moves, but it is horrible, especially like on the weekends when everybody trying to get places, and you know, it's football game going, it's a baseball game going on, an NBA game, anything like that. Trust me, the traffic is bad. Now, another con I would say, since we're talking about traffic, is public transportation. And that's why I would say traffic is bad in Atlanta, because 70 to 80% of people in Atlanta have cars. This is a city for cars. You need a car in Atlanta because the public transportation sucks. There's a MARTA. The MARTA is for the bus line and it's for the subway line. But the subways don't go all the places, you know what I'm saying? Like, you can get places on the subway, but you kind of got to be in a certain area. Like within the city, it go out to the perimeter here and there, but everywhere doesn't have access to the MARTA. You might have to, you know, walk a good distance to get somewhere once you get off the MARTA. So it's not like a New York where you can take the train any day, anywhere, you there, 5-minute walk, 1-minute walk. It's not like that. So most people have cars in Atlanta, which means most people will be on the streets in Atlanta in their cars, because Atlanta has a huge population, and that's why the traffic is so bad, because 70-80% of people drive cars. So if you think about public transit, yeah, you might not want to move to Atlanta. You need a car, a bike, some sort of motorized vehicle, something with wheels. You need it in Atlanta, I'm trying to tell you. Another con I would say is housing. Now, It is a little bit cheaper to live in Atlanta than it is like in LA or New York, but it is catching up. But the reason why I say housing, not necessarily for apartments. Apartments, you can find an affordable apartment. But I would say like houses, man, like in order to live in a decent neighborhood or a nice house or something that you can afford, you really got to live on the outskirts and outside the perimeter in Atlanta, near the airport, like out that way to find like affordable housing, because anything within the perimeter be expensive. Like I live within the perimeter. I live like 10 to 15 minutes from downtown or midtown, and about 10 to 15 minutes from Buckhead. And like the townhomes and stuff around my area is starting in the 500 to 700,000. And I'm like, that is crazy. Like I'm from South Carolina. We can get a whole mansion from that price. $500, $700, we in a 8-bedroom, 5-story house, pool in the back, infinity pool. It's all kind of stuff you can get in South Carolina with that. But here, woo, 200,000. I would think is a good price to start off at an entry-level home, you know what I'm saying? But these houses like 3 bedrooms, starting at 500, 700,000, like that's crazy to me. Now, like I said, it is subjective because depending on what area you live in the U.S., that's cheaper to maybe someone that live in New York or L.A. that, you know, they're paying high prices living in apartments and homes there. So, but to me, living in the South and being born in the South, to me, that's expensive. The next con I would say is crime. Crime in any city is going to be a thing. You know what I'm saying? Any major city you go to, there's going to be crime. Oh, it's not too bad. I haven't witnessed any crimes, but I have been seeing them. You know, people with the car break-ins is getting crazy. You know, I always get scared when I go out and, you know, hoping that my windows aren't shattered. Or you come back and your car's on bricks, people are stealing hubcaps, tires. Like, it's getting crazy out here. You know what I'm saying? It's getting crazy. Every other weekend there's some type of shooting somewhere, somebody firing shots. Like, so yeah, you just gotta be careful. But I feel like that's in every city, but I had to put that on here because you just gotta be aware of crime, be aware of the areas that you in, that you go to, make sure, you know, you're protected at all costs. Other con I would say is dating. If you haven't seen my video, dating while being a minimalist in Atlanta, watching now, I'll link a card up there. But dating in Atlanta can be challenging. I would say it's more challenging for women than it is men, because I've heard, at least from women that I've heard, that the dating pool is kind of small, depending on what caliber of men they're looking for. And then for men, it's challenging because a lot of women, you know, are looking for stereotypical things, high value things like having nice cars, nice houses, all this stuff, you know, very, very materialistic, I would say. But for the most part, it is more options for men in Atlanta, I would say, because, you know, apparently the women are saying there's not many quality men in Atlanta. So if you're a woman trying to move to Atlanta, you might have some struggles, but hey, your king will find you, ladies. Your king will find you. And men, it's a lot of queens out there for you. A lot of queens out here for you in Atlanta. I'm gonna tell you that right now. All right, moving on to the pros. Okay, we're gonna talk about the pros now. I would say a pro is entertainment and nightlife. The entertainment and nightlife in Atlanta is huge, very huge. You know why? Because Atlanta is home of entertainment now. We have movies being directed out here every single day. We have strip clubs popping out here, clubs popping, concerts, festivals, everything be coming to Atlanta. And it's crazy because it's like Atlanta is like the staple of Georgia. You know what I'm saying? Like when people think of Georgia, you think of Atlanta first. So Atlanta kind of built that name due to everything that be happening here. It's just like a city of everything. I always say, no matter who you are, what race you are, what ethnicity you are, what gender, you can find something to do in Atlanta. It's something for everyone. So I would definitely say entertainment, nightlife, 100%. The next pro I would say is the food. The food here is great. If you like Southern food, if you like, you can find a lot of stuff here. Home of the brunch spots. I'm gonna tell you that, not home of the brunch spots. My favorite brunch spot right now is Miss Icy's. I love Miss Icy's. So if y'all have been in Miss Icy's, or if you come to Atlanta, go to Miss Icy's. Great place, great brunch, great mimosas. They got this rum punch that's pretty good. Food good. Like I love Miss Icy's. Great place. But it's a lot of great food spots. Slutty Vegan is out here. I'm pretty sure y'all tried that. They just opened a new place in Ponce Market called Bar Vegan. I need to check that out. Every time I go out, I typically find a new place to eat, or somebody tell me about a place that I haven't been to, and I can check it out. And yo, definitely try. Yo, food on 100. Another pro is the job market. the job market here in Atlanta is pretty good. You know, you can find a job here. You can legit find a job. There's a lot of headquarters here in Atlanta. You know, I think I heard of Facebook coming here. You know, we got the Home Depot headquarters, UPS. We got a whole bunch of consulting companies here. It's a whole slew of companies out here that you could work for. You know what I'm saying? We got the airport. If you can't find a job in Atlanta, then it is a you problem. It might not be the job that you want right now, but you will find a job. You can find a job here in Atlanta. You will not be struggling to find a job. I tell you that. Yeah, you can find one here. Trust me. I think the percentage of the job market here in Atlanta is higher than the average. I would have to double check on that, but I think the national average, I ain't gonna lie to you. But look it up. The next pro is cost of living. Like I said earlier, the housing but overall cost of living is pretty decent. Like paying for groceries, gas, you know, all the extra stuff outside of housing is pretty reasonable for a larger city. I will say that. Housing, like I said, it's a little iffy depending on what you're used to and where you're from. But overall affordability, cost of living is pretty decent. So I would say Atlanta is a place where you can come and you know you can ball out a little bit, but you can also be frugal and have a good life in Atlanta. It's not like in LA or New York, one of those bigger cities where you know you have to make a whole bunch to sustain your way of living. But you know me, I live a more minimal, simplistic lifestyle, so it don't take much for me. But honestly, if you did live a little bit above that, you will still be comfortable depending on what your salary is. And you know, the cost of living will, you know, account for your salary and stuff like that. Another pro I would say is the city itself, the skyline. I love going down 85 or 75 into the city and just seeing the skyline. Nice city. I never realized how many movies use Atlanta for the city skyline until like I started living here. And I started watching movies. I'll be watching movies on Netflix and seeing shows. I'm like, yo, that's the Peachtree Center building. Oh, that's the... Like, I'm noticing, I'm like, yo, so many people use Atlanta skyline because it's a nice skyline. City is nice. The skyline is nice. You ride through at night, that joker look nice. I remember when I first came here, I got into an accident, y'all. I got into an accident because when I first came here, I was driving down, I was looking like, dang, these some nice buildings. Boom, ran into the back of somebody. Not bad, it was a little tap, but I caught it, but I still tapped him a little bit. And, but yeah, now to this day, I'm more vigilant, but I'm telling you, like, the city is nice. Moral of the story, that's it. The next pro is, like I said earlier, Atlanta is filled with trees, and with that is a lot of parks. Atlanta has so many parks. Parks in the city, Piedmont Park, Chandler Park, Inman Park, parks, trails. We got Stone Mountain, Kennesaw Mountain. The outdoor activities in Atlanta is way more than what you would think of a city. Like, they have the Chattahoochee River. You could go tubing down the Chattahoochee River. That's cool. Like, Atlanta have a whole bunch of outdoor activities for a major city, and it's still confusing to me, but I ain't complaining. I like the outdoors. Like, right around the corner, I got a nice trail by my house. I go running, I go walking, I listen to music, I think about content I create out there. They have like a baseball park, tennis park out there. Like, it's real dope. And so yeah, I would have never thought that living in Atlanta, but I think that's a pro. Like, you can get that city life, you can get that outdoor life. Like I said, Atlanta is a city for a lot of people. Another pro is the fact that the airport here in Atlanta is an international airport. You can go anywhere you want. The flights aren't usually too bad. And yeah, I love the Atlanta airport. A lot of people be talking about it's hectic. It ain't hectic to me. I like the Atlanta airport. So having that type of airport in your city, dope. Last pro is the black excellence. The black excellence in Atlanta, top notch. A lot of people come to Atlanta, especially black folks, to succeed in their entrepreneurship, to get opportunities, act, do all type of things, and you can do it here in Atlanta. Atlanta, you will network your behind off with other black excellence, and I'm trying to tell you, I enjoy it, and I think you will too. But hey, that's it for this video. If y'all, want more videos like this, I can go out in the city. I can do all kind of things. Just let me know. Happy to help you all out. Leave a comment in the comment section. I appreciate y'all for watching. Check out Osea, the sponsor for today. Like I said, I'll leave a link in the description below. And I'll catch y'all in the next video. Peace.